Hopefully, I think that makes the sound better. Oh, Lord. Good evening, whoever that is. Good evening. We run away from the kid bop noises. My kids are having a kid bop party for my daughter's birthday. But whoever that is watching, good evening. Good evening, Dean. Hey, hey. I wanted to go live for a bit. You know what? I have to be a lot more consistent with YouTube if I'm going to try and gain subscribers. I'm very happy I've gained the ones I did so far, but I am in my own way. And so for those that do support me and want to see a lot more from me, I apologize in advance. I'm just mentally all over the place and I'm not being consistent and I'm really in my own way, but I'm gonna try to do better. Hey Lady Unicorn, thanks for being here. I love your name, Lady Unicorn. That's my daughter's birthday theme today. I have unicorns everywhere. I'm too embarrassed to show y'all the tiara she's making me wear, but they're over there dancing to music that is for children. I am probably the happiest parent tonight because, woo, Lord, that no Glorilla, no Sexy Red, none of that. No kids bop or no bop. Period. But I wanted to go live because there's just so much going on, and I know everybody is discussing Diddy. We definitely got some messiness going on with Cardi B and Offset. I kind of want them to take us out the group chat because my daughter does too. My daughter does too. She loves unicorns. I want them to take us out the group chat, y'all, because couples fight, couples say very mean things, very ugly things about each other. But to see it unfold, to see this man call her a baby mama, to see her speak on Takeoff, which is a sensitive topic, to see him mention her sister Hennessy, Cardi and Offset have a lot of things that they need to get through right now, and they just, I feel like, in that immature stage where you want to get back, try to get your lit back and say whatever you can to make sure the other person hurt. That's really what they're doing right now. But Cardi is crying at night, and Offset's probably using other women to get over Cardi right now, so they're just doing the most. But anywho, that's not why we here, y'all. We are here because I have heard the most disturbing stuff today, very disturbing, and I wanted to bring it to you all's attention because the story is being misled across the board. So we're going to get into it a little bit, and we're going to discuss that Gettysburg College student that had the N word carved into his chest. Normally, when you hear something like that, that raises red flags, right? Please put a one in the chat to the people that are here. And thank you for being here, by the way. Please put a one in the chat if you have heard this story. And if you haven't, we'll give a small, detail on the background. And then we'll discuss what really happened with this carving of the N word. So I'll give you guys a moment to think about that. Again, the location. Hey, Jasmine, thanks for being here. Again, the location is Gettysburg. And I'm going to pull up some info here so I can get y'all what's really going on, because the news outlets is withholding information. Gettysburg College, they released a statement, but again, they're withholding information and they're trying to say in so many words what happened. But because when we as a people, especially for my people of color, when we hear that a black child had the N word carved into their chest, immediately you're going to say to yourself, oh, heck no. You know what I'm saying? You're going to say, something's wrong. Why isn't the media, blasting this? Why don't we know the suspects' names? Where are the charges? All of these things start to go through your mind, right? So if y'all don't mind, I kind of want to take y'all through a lot of the investigating that I had to do a little bit, because I started to come out here and go live and go off on all types of clear people and just let people have it, especially with the election and stuff going on. But then I said, no, something in the water is not clean. Somebody is not telling the truth. And I want to get to the bottom of it, because for somebody to carve the N word into your chest, I would hope you're trying to get as much money from them as possible, as trying to get them locked up, sue the state, sue the country, I don't know, sue the world. Nobody should be carving a racial slur into your chest. But we're going to get into it here. Gettysburg College Student. And I didn't see anyone, so you guys may not have heard of a lot of this just yet. But let me see here. Okay. So about 2 or 3 days ago, a lot of places like the New York Times, CNN, ABC, NBC, all of these people, even independent journalists, have gone out and trying to get answers on why this kid had the N word carved into his chest. Right. So I'm going to read a little small article because this happened in Pennsylvania. A lot of, if you're aware of the area, it's just not our people friendly very much. So we'll do, I think I was reading this one. Okay. Now I'm going to read it and then we'll get into it. So it said a student athlete, and this was the swim team. A student athlete is no longer enrolled at Gettysburg College in Pennsylvania after they allegedly etched a racial slur. Notice the words that they're using in the media. Etched. We all know what an etch-a-sketch is. And nobody etched anything into this young man. But they say after they allegedly etched a racial slur onto the chest of a teammate. Several students were attending an informal gathering of the swim team at an on-campus residence on September 6th. So this just happened this month. And one of the suspects apparently used a box cutter to, now they're using the word scratch, to scratch the N-word on another student's chest. We all know what a scratch looks like. We all know what usually causes a scratch. I've never seen a box cutter cause a scratch, but I could be confused. And so basically after that, it was reported by one of the upperclassmen because they really didn't want the swim team to get in trouble. So they went and reported it. Now, the victim, the young guy that has that word etched into his chest, he was summarily dismissed. And when I read that, I was like, okay, so he didn't just leave the school on his own. He was summarily dismissed. And I kind of want to get into what that means. So for you to understand, how this turned out the way it did. Because I'm just floored right now. Why in the... Oh, Lord. Let me just read this to y'all. It's a lot, but I just want the people to know. Summarily dismissal of a person is the immediate termination due to their behavior, the basis of which is gross misconduct. I like how they put, summarily dismissed, because a lot of people, when they're reading, they'll, scroll by something really quick and they'll be thinking, oh, he left because he's traumatized by what happened to him. But when I looked at the definition of summary dismissal, I'm like, what do you... So the person is terminated based on their gross misconduct. They've done something inappropriate on campus grounds. Then I dug a little bit further, and it was stating that another kid that was involved with the box cutter and, carving that N-word into this boy's chest, he was not... he was removed from campus. That's all it said. He was removed. It didn't state really what happened to him. Hey, Jazzy Jazz, thanks for being here. And so I kept saying to myself, I still don't see any charges pressed. I still don't see the parents. You know how the parents get on the news and they sit next to each other and hold hands and say, oh, my baby, he had the N-word carved into his chest. And, I wanted to see all of that. I wanted to put the picture together, but I could not find anything that said that they pressed charges. Now, the parents went to the NAACP, but let's not forget the victim was summarily dismissed off of his own behavior. And now the students at the college are coming out to tell the truth that the victim is the one that came up with the idea to carve this nonsense in his chest as a prank. Lord have mercy. These new children, Lord, why are they into this mess? When I saw this story, like I said, it caused so much outrage because, again, we don't want our own people out here being tortured and hurt in that way. I'm already reading about other young Black men that are being hung in very country rural states. And for me to know that this story came out. It's written the way it's written. Gettysburg College Student has N-word carved into his chest. It played on my emotions. And I was like, before I get on live and be emotional, let me make sure I know what I'm talking about. Because what I saw was a clear man, a very popular clear man on TikTok. Let me see if I can find him too. That man was mad as you know what. He was so mad, he was screaming to the top of his lungs. He was like, I don't care. All of the people that support me, you better do it. He was screaming to the top of his lungs. I said, dang, this must be like really serious. The clear people is taking up for us, and but he didn't have all the facts. This is why it's so important to not let the media and the propaganda sway the facts, because the people could have went and burned some stuff down and tore some stuff up off this, protested and everything. I hear about a young black child getting the N-word carved in their chest. I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to break stuff. But then to know that the young man is the reason he came up with these children doing that to him. He had no forceful injuries, nothing like that. He actually did not want to press charges, and he denied pressing charges. He didn't want the FBI to investigate. None of that. Whatever he was telling his parents, the parents pushed forward and said that the son was a victim of a hate crime. But that is simply not true. The son is not telling them, him and his wicked friends, his wicked clear friends, the ones that's into that stuff, whatever they were smoking, drinking, whatever they was doing. I'm only speculating. Allegedly. Whatever they decided to do that night, this child here, Lord have mercy, told these kids to carve the N-word into his chest. Now, we all know in certain places they're going to come up with conspiracy theories. One of the conspiracy theories is that he's scared for his life, so he don't want to press charges because he's afraid for his life. No, he don't want to press charges because he know the charges are going to be more severe if you file a false police report. You cannot call the police. If I ask somebody to slice my arm up, I can't go call the police on these people. And then for him to have his clear friends do it, it's like, what was you doing? Was you trying to set them up, or was you trying to get clout, knowing that our people get crazy when we hear about stuff like that? Like I said, the outrage of just hearing the caption will bother you. And then the person is not clear too, but the people that did it to him was clear. You ready to turn up. And then I'm like, wait a minute, you did this on your own. Lock him up. Lock him up. Lock that child up. Because see, baby, you play too much. Some of the videos that I saw, and I want to find some so y'all can see it. Some of the videos I saw, it seemed like he was trying to hold it like a secret. Like they did this as like whatever prank, stupid joke. I don't want to say boys would be boys, because that a lot of young men have common sense. A lot of young men know how to conduct themselves when they're on a college campus. They're not out here doing the most. Your parents don't pay for you to go to college and do that. I wish my son, the bleep bleep, would go out my house to a place I have to pay for you to get an education, and you over there asking clear people to carve the N-word in your chest. You should be shamed. And I would make my son get on to wherever he needs to get on and apologize for his behavior. You are a prominent swim athlete, competing against some of the best. We all know them clear people swim way better than we do. We don't swim that good. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. I don't know very many of us that swim. So if he was a prominent swimmer, that was a win. Why did you need for them to carve the N-word into your chest? Lord have mercy. So, right now they're protecting the kids, and I understand they don't have this young man's name out. They don't have any of the suspects' name out. They only have the college and the location and everything, and the fact that he never wanted to press charges. The school even released a statement stating they don't tolerate discrimination. Of course, they got to come out with that same old PR mess. But this just don't make no sense. Let me see if I can pull this stuff up so y'all can see, because I know you lying. This the man that was screaming to the top of his lungs, y'all. Look at this. Hold on. Let me show y'all. Look how this man is screaming. You would think something really happened, y'all. Let me see.
carved it into this young man's chest, and nothing has happened to them yet. The story I'm about to tell you is 100% real. It happened a day and a half ago. And if this doesn't fucking make you rage out, if this doesn't make you want to yell at the top of your lungs, justice for this young man, get the fuck off of my page.
And I apologize. He got a lot of cuss words and stuff like that. But he's telling a half truth. He's right. This did happen. A boy did have the N-word carved into his chest. But look at the anger he got without all the facts.
Imagine being a young black man at college. You're on the swim team. You're hanging out with your swim team buddies at a gathering. Then, out of nowhere, you are jumped, grabbed, held down, and then one of the swim team members, who you considered your closest friend at the school, grabs a fucking box cutter and carves the N-word into your chest.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, this man right here screaming like he is one of us, child. And I'm slick close to inviting him to the cookout. Cause when I tell you he is mad, now I need you to fight for stuff that actually does happen to us, sir. Like, can you scream? Where was your voice? When he was doing all of this stuff to George Floyd and all of that. I'm gonna let it play some more. I just have questions, child. I got questions.
They carved the N-word into this young black man's chest while laughing like hyenas, thinking it was funny. Now, you want to know what makes this story worse? And yes, it actually gets worse. The young man that had it carved in his chest, he's the only one that has left the college. The other racist who assaulted this young man and carved that horrible word into his chest are still here at Gettysburg.
Now, see, I'm going to have to stop it right there. This is the prime example of read the caption and instantly got mad. Didn't do no research. You didn't try to figure out if this was, what was really going on. You didn't try to see if the charges happened. None of that. This man said, oh, the victim is the only one that's not at the school and the kids that did it is still at the school. Right, because he was summarily dismissed off of his own behavior. They told on this young man, and he had to come clean and say, yes, I asked them to do that to me. Can you imagine your child saying, yeah, for, its and giggles, I asked some clear people to carve the N-word into my chest because I have very weird motives and was trying to start a race war. Ain't no telling what this young man was trying to start doing this. But yes, the right person, the culprit, was correctly, the situation was rectified correctly, because you cannot do stuff like this and it will cause, possible riots and stuff in your area. People, like I said, could have went and tore some ish up. People could have went and got crazy off of this, thinking that some clear people is really out here carving the N-word in people's chests. Now, I'm here for all of us when we stick together and we say to ourselves, no, you will not attack us and kill us and hang us from trees and stuff. We're not doing that. That I will protest for. I will use my voice for that. This man screaming to the top of his lungs and didn't get all the facts. Now, since he never did go forth and he said he wanted to make it a big deal about that, a lot of people started getting like me. And they were saying, okay, well, something must have happened or this and that. No. Look at this, y'all.
Morning process, because a lot of y'all have had the same questions that I had, because it's like, how did this happen? Did they hold him down? Was there a delay situation? Was he drugged? Like, how did this happen? So allegedly the young man came up with the idea himself. Allegedly the young man got the teammate to go along with said plan, and that's why the other teammate was not enrolled, and the victim was summarily dismissed from the team.
That's right. Now y'all heard what she said. That's why he was summarily dismissed from the team. These kids, probably started seeing their scholarships leave. They probably got threatened that they was going to get kicked out of college. And they was like, look, we didn't just hold this man down and carve no N-word into his chest. Whatever we were doing to get us in that state of mind where we need to pick up a box cutter and put it to human flesh willingly, we was in there doing and laughing and smelling like cheese balls, and none of us wash our nuts in a few nights. And we decided we just wanted to play a prank where we carved the N-word into somebody's chest. Baby, we got to pray about that, because What are you in there doing that makes you want to do that? Hey, Shelly Shells, thanks for being here. Hey, Denise, I didn't see you sneaking here, girl. Um, the fact that they thought that this is insane. Like when I was in college, my roommates could never ask me to do this, let alone I would never ask somebody to do this, which is why I question now with a lot of these things going on with social media. You know, a lot of people want clout, or a lot of people want a certain level of attention. They want to go viral. I really want to get to the bottom of this story to see exactly what was the reason, in my Cardi B voice. What was the reason? Why did you need, the clear people at your school to carve the N word into your chest? I need to see a picture of this young man. Like, I just want to even confirm that he's a person of color. Like, I haven't even seen the parents. That's how hush hush they're trying to keep the situation. But you can't keep something too hush hush. It's in the New York Times. Like I said, CNN, ABC, a lot of these other people have, come out and spoke on the situation. They trying to give as much updates as they can. But it's like the school is trying to like withhold people's identities, which I get it. Because like I said, sometimes we just read the caption. Some of us don't read all the way. We don't try to figure out what certain terms mean. And so they sitting over here yelling like this clear man I just showed y'all. You are so right. I'm so glad one of y'all said it. Thank you. That clear man was screaming to the top of his lungs, and he want a little clout too. He want a little clout too. I mean, let me say both. I ain't gonna say it like that. Either he wants a little clout too of the situation, or he genuinely is an ally and he went off just to caption, and just went with his first thought. Like I said, I almost did the same thing and went off of my emotion because I saw that caption. I'm like, I know you lying. Like, now I'm finna go online all day, every day, because they better do something. I better see somebody come out and do something about that. I have young babies that'll be going to college in a few years. We ain't doing that. No. No, I need to see what type of repercussions these people serve. Do they get time so that other people know never to do this? And to know that it's the victim's idea. I just like, what is your mental state? What type of, you know, Lord have mercy. I'm just speculating, y'all, because I'm not as enraged as the man I showed y'all, but I'm more so just disappointed that one of our young brothers could be a son of ours. It could be my youngest brother. He could be my little cousin. Why in the hell you go to these folks' school? A nice prominent school. You own the swim team. You far and few in between. It's not a lot of you at your school. 62% of the school is clear. 62%. Why and how did you convince a few of them to carve that in your chest? Now let me make myself clear. That don't mean that these young men didn't already want to do that. Let me make that clear. Cause what y'all mama say when y'all was little? Your friends jump off a bridge, you gonna jump off with them? I know I heard that 1,000 times, and I know y'all heard that same thing 1,000 times too. My mama used to go in saying that. I used to hate when she say that. Like, why you trying to make it like I'm copying off these people? I'm gonna do what they do. But my mother used to be saying like, you so smart, you stupid. You better not jump off a bridge for other people jumping. Have your own mind. Do your own thing. But don't go to nobody's school and ask them to carve the N word into your chest. The hell? These things. She is so right. These kids want to be internet famous. I told y'all a lot of the stuff I see online is cap. And my little spidey senses said, nope, nope. When I read the article, it didn't sit right with me. This is it. We don't get to know the victims' names, nothing. You don't even know if you expelled the people that did this. Wait, they still go to the school? Wait, the boy that this happened to, he's the one that had to leave? Oh, okay, yeah. We ain't crazy. Some of us gonna put two and two together. We are not crazy. Now I'm gonna need the parents to go ahead and just figure out what that situation, talk to their kid, put him in therapy. Because yes, carving the N word into your chest leaves permanent damage, and that's not permanent physical damage. That is permanent psychological damage. That's something you got to look at. I don't know if you was trying to get a pre-tattoo or what. You know what I mean? Lord have mercy. These children that's be on these swim team, you got to show your chest and make sure you ain't all ashy and everything before you get in the water. Why did you think these people want you to take your shirt off and have the N word in the middle of it? You fool. You ain't calling nobody child a fool, but if it's a pig and it oink like a pig, it's a pig, Ain't Tawana. Because, people play too much. These young kids today, they play too much. Some of the stuff they say and do, it don't make no sense. I tell y'all a story. I joke my kids all the time, and I joke them for a couple of reasons. I joke them because I want to teach them that life is not always serious. I also joke them so they know how to take a joke and they know how to give a joke, right? This kid at my son's school has been bothering him, like saying bad words and cussing him and calling him Emma, Effa, and all types of stuff, child. The little boy ain't but 10, 11 years old. So my son told me, and I let him know. I said, listen, you can easily just tell him, why don't you say it loud enough for the class to hear it? If he's leaning over your chair like he in Napoleon Dynamite about to ask you for some tater tots, tell him to say it loud so the teacher can hear him. So he said, okay, I'm going to try that. But my kids got 3 rules. They're not allowed to just hit people back. We have to move with strategy, with logic. Can't just be out here beating people down. I never teach my kids that because I don't hit my kids. And so I want them to always rule with their brain first and not their fists. If you know you're in prominent danger, you should be whooping ass. If you're not in prominent danger and you can get out of it just by using your mouth, do that. We don't resort to violence. We're not doing that part. And so the little boy gets to the point where, I guess because my son really doesn't pay him no mind, he wanted to ramp it up a notch. And the little boy is a heavier set kid. I ain't going to use the F word on nobody child now because the little boy ain't but 10 or 11 years old. But he's heavier than my child. Told my son, your teeth, how kids crack jokes on each other. Your teeth is crooked, this and this and this. Now, these kids, when they adult teeth coming in, they're not going to come in all the way straight. And that's when the parents take care of it and get braces and do your thing. But my son retaliated against him by saying, I can fix my teeth, but you can't fix, your FAT. You were born like that. When he said that to this kid, mind you, is almost 3 times bigger than my son, picks my son up and slams him down. Shocked the hell out of my son. He learned something. And so he didn't hurt him. He didn't have any bruises or anything like that. But one thing that made me cry as a parent was when the principal called me and she's telling me what happened and everything. She goes, but your son said, can't we just apologize and forgive each other and keep it moving? I said, who said that? My child said that? No. I said, my child said he wanted to apologize? And she was like, yeah, but I was telling him, why do you want to apologize? No, you didn't do anything wrong. I said, wait, excuse me. My son is doing what I taught him to do. Excuse you, ma'am. One thing my child has learned how to do is even if you didn't do anything, you may not have known how you made him feel. You don't have to apologize for what you said, but what you said made him feel some type of way for him to pick you up and slam you down. He said, that's why I wanted to apologize, mommy. I said, and see, you're doing what I asked you to do. Move with reason and logic. These kids, they gonna say stuff at this school. You got these kids bringing weapons into school now. We don't need you ready to, put hands on people because you never know what that person has. Weapons and all of this other stuff. Now we got college kids, which you should know better. These are 5th graders that I just mentioned. My little story about my son. This is a grown, you're a grown person in college. Definitely older than 18. You know better. And you over there asking these clear folk to carve the N-word on you. Yeah. You wanted to be in a horror movie, you could have just told your mama to drive you to one of these auditions. Yeah, they'd have put the movie makeup on you and then you'd have figured out. You didn't have to have nobody do that to you. So this don't make no sense. I had to go live really quick and talk about that. I definitely didn't want to be live too long because I got to get back to the party. I got to go kid bop with the kid bop. But I had wanted to get on live really quick because I had saw some people sharing it and they were saying, we're being distracted. And it's like, no, sometimes some stuff you got to just really look through it. Like dig a little bit deeper because sometimes the water looks a little clear, or should I say baby oil, and then we just find out that it ain't even baby oil. It's drugs. So yeah, be careful with, what we picking up, what we believe in this truth. A lot of people lying on this internet. A lot of people dragging the truth on this internet. It's a lot of people making things up. Ooh, Lord. We don't have to pray about that part, but yeah, just definitely do your due diligence. I'm gonna try to be a little more consistent with my content for YouTube. I be neglecting YouTube, but I really truly appreciate the ones that stopped by and came to listen to the story and came to figure out and hang with your girl. I really appreciate that because for me, even with just a little bit of y'all in here, it's like us having like a little group chat. And so I love y'all for that. And the more y'all show up for me, the more I show up for y'all. Even swap, no swindle. Love y'all. Have a safe night. And if you're on the lower East Coast, I'm in Georgia. If you're Georgia, Florida, these places, please be safe. It's storming outside. It's flooding, especially where I'm at. I had to swim to my car a little bit earlier, but please be safe, y'all. The hurricane is not playing. You are not exempt. You should have went to the store yesterday. Wait it out. If you ain't went to the store by now, wait it out and be safe. Turn on some Kids Bop. I don't know. But whatever you do, have a good night. And make sure y'all be good to yourself. Oh, Lord, and be good to each other. Please don't carve no N words in nobody's chest. Night.